So our favourite Aussie influencer turned Muslim convert has made a statement through her foundation, and I'm genuinely more suspicious about this now after reading this. Let's have a look. So they've addressed the use of AI. So during the creation of a very limited number of social media marketing materials, members of our marketing team incorporated a small number of AI generated introductory clips featuring Lily J. These brief introductory sequences typically lasted only a few seconds, were used solely as opening hooks before transitioning to genuine footage of our humanitarian work. They represent only a tiny fraction of the hundreds of clips shared across our platforms and were never used to depict, replace, or fabricate humanitarian activities or aid delivered on the ground. They've then done moving forward that they'll be doing lives from on the ground, live streams, and uh, being transparent and accountable for their on the ground work. It actually does sound like it might be an actual humanitarian project, but Lily J's involvement. At this point of time, Lily J continues to serve as a global ambassador for the mission. While she is not a director of the corporate entities or shareholder, she is engaged to use her platform to raise awareness, connect supporters with initiatives, and amplify the voices of vulnerable communities. Her involvement is driven by the shared commitment to delivering meaningful assistance to those in need. Why is it called the Lily J Foundation and registered as the Lily J Foundation, an Australian private company limited by shares, but she's not a shareholder and she's not part of the Lily J Foundation team? And even the ABN that's connected to the foundation is the Lily J Foundation. Anyone would think that someone was trying to distance themselves from a certain Lily J. I wonder why. Could this be part of the issue? Sounds like Lily J's Halal on the streets and Haram in the sheets. This is her trying to get famous as a musician, singer, actor, dancer. She did it all before she became a Muslim and got 3 million followers on Instagram. She also got busted scamming $2.5 million from a Chinese dude in 2023. This is how everyone on Reddit remembers Miss Lily J. So, in my humble opinion, somebody set out to be famous. Didn't get anywhere. The ratings on her song Renovate, what a bomb. But she tried everything. She tried acting, she tried modelling, burlesque, dancing, all of that. And then when none of that worked, she decided to link herself up with humanitarian aid and become the face of a foundation that she has nothing to do with except for being superimposed in front of their AI children that they're supposedly helping. She's just decided to push Islam and being Muslim in Australia, making it seem cool, teaching her ChatGPT to say things that are pro-Muslim, which is very easy to do, and being an outright alleged fraud so that she could get big on Instagram and YouTube and everywhere. And I gotta hand it to you, Lily. You're making a killing. I looked at your YouTube stats. She's making a squid. But now no one can find her. And even her own Instagram account doesn't say she's in Australia. So my money's on Thailand. I think she's in Thailand. They don't extradite. But I'll keep you guys updated on Miss Lily J. In case you guys missed this one, I'll link this at the end. Part 1, after part 2. Just trying to make it all make sense. Does anything make sense in this world anymore? Or you can go check it out. The video below. Imagine carrying on about Pauline Hanson like this.
Is Australia becoming the most racist and Islamophobic country in the world? Honestly, why are you so afraid of Muslims? Are you worried about crime rates? Muslims and immigrants only make up 17% of crime rates. Australia is only 200 years old, for God's sake. Unless you're Indigenous Australian, you're an immigrant. And on top of all that, this lady is an atheist and she's currently winning the polls for a Christian country. Honestly, guys, this is just crazy. It's getting to a point where I think I need to do something about this. What do you guys think?
Honestly, Lily, I'd just be worried about keeping myself out of jail at the moment if I was you.
Yeah, so Lily J is an Australian influencer who has documented her conversion to Islam to her 3 million Instagram followers. Last year, she established a foundation in her name which claims to deliver aid in Gaza and Uganda and Sudan and a raft of other places. We investigated some of her content, and one video in particular where she claims to have established an orphanage in Uganda. We found contains evidence of AI manipulation. It appears that she has put herself in Uganda at the orphanage. We then went to the Ugandan government to ask if it was aware or if the orphanage was registered with them. There was no evidence of that. And we also asked aid workers or aid organisations on the ground whether they had heard of this foundation, and they had not heard of it either.
How embarrassing for you! Oh, there's more. There's so much more.
Just looking at these footage from her reels, of course, from her social media, it looks real, it looks genuine, right? So how did you get to know that it's actually AI generated?
So let's take a look at that video I was just talking about earlier, right? So if you look at the first frame of that video compared with the second frame, you can see in the background there's a Lily J Foundation banner in the background with the blonde woman and the window underneath. And then in the next frame, you can see that the window has actually moved and the banner is gone. So AI needs to obey the laws of physics and it needs to obey the laws of reality, right? So this is what we call drift, AI errors that are made between different AI scenes or between AI and reality. Right. Now, we also looked into a humanitarian award that Lily J, the foundation, claimed that she had proudly won.
This one?
This one here, yeah. These are images of her winning the award. They're actually AI generated as well. And the way that we are able to prove that is that companies like Google and OpenAI now embed an imperceptible watermark on the content that is produced by their tools. This particular foundation, there's a curious admission on its website that it's not actually a registered charity. In Australia, you need to be registered as a charity with the Australian Charities and Not-for-Profit Commission. That's the regulator that requires transparent reports, and it can sort of intervene if there's any wrongdoing. So you can actually go to the ACNC website and look up a charity that you're looking at donating to, make sure they're registered, and then at least you can be sure that it is accountable to the Australian government and the Australian people.
So if they don't call themselves a charity, what do they call themselves?
They call themselves a foundation, a foundation that engages in high-speed humanitarian work.
Sorry, what?
I'm not really sure what the reason for not being for not registering was. They didn't actually answer our questions, so we're left in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh, Lily, I wouldn't be throwing stones out of your glass house right now. Go fix your life, you idiot.